Captain Insano shows no mercy, no mercy, no mercy, no mercy, no mercy.
Straight cash, homie. I ain't a Raiders fan. I just called the Raiders.
Welcome to the Monday Night Football Show. I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles. Obviously talking to some people outside of the bar that he's at. What a game, man. What a game. What a finish. Raiders end up beating the Baltimore Ravens. I think I saw the final score was 34. They had to kick the extra point. It was 34 to, I'm sorry, what was that?
27.
34-27, thank you. And, man, you know, a lot of the things that we hit on at half, you know, I felt like the Raiders were in our head, you know, or at least in our green room, listening in, you know what I mean? Like, it was the receivers began to gain separation. The defense stood up, you know, finally stood upright and started making some stops. The one thing, though, man, for me with the Raiders is there was just certain play calls I was like, Chucky, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Like I know you got Josh Jacobs ailing right now, but why not just use Kenyon Drake? Kenyon Drake was doing just as fine.
Receiving as well.
You got to the goal line, you know, use Kenyon Drake. Like that, let's not be afraid because Josh Jacobs is hurt. Use your other running back. Yeah. I thought it should have been a run instead of a pass. Willie Snead needs to come up with that catch. I'm sorry. Willie Snead needs to come up with that ball. I don't care how hard it was thrown, like they were talking about. He needs to come down with it. It needs to be a touchdown. Raiders walk away before that fiasco. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought they had it won. I thought they had it won on that bomb to Edwards, but it ended up being a little just shot.
Man. Yeah. Man, and Edwards, bro. You know, that's the other thing too. Like throughout the rest of the game, they didn't really go to him. I mean, I know they did go to him one time. He overshot him. Carr overshot him, but you know, whatever it is. But when it came up big, dude stepped up. You know, he filled the shoes, which they needed to do that. They needed to do that from the beginning. They needed to give other people opportunities to take the pressure off of Waller, because Waller is only going to thrive when other people are catching the ball. Well, you can't go to Waller every time. Like we saw that in the first quarter. You can't do it.
I think they were trying to make it a point to get him going. I think they wanted to just get him some practice, get it going early, but they were just going to him every single time. I'm like, Derek, but that goes to my point of Edwards and Ruggs weren't getting separation in the first half. They just weren't, because they were not unable, and they were, you know, the commentators were talking about it all night. It's like, hey, they're not getting separation. You saw Ruggs coming across with Humphreys tailing him, could have gained separation early. Then they finally did that in the second half, where you see Ruggs catching a route, catching a crossing route. You know, I forgot. I think it was on Humphreys, or it might have been. No, it was on the rookie from SMU, number 21.
Yeah.
But you saw the separation begin, and then you saw Edwards. The thing was Gruden created that separation. They started double teaming Waller. They started double teaming Renfro, and then all of a sudden, guess who was wide open?
Yep.
Edwards. Guess who was wide open? Ruggs. You know, it was just, you question what you were doing in the first half so much that you look at the second half, it's like what the hell? Like, why weren't you doing that? Why couldn't you could have done that, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, my thing is it's been what we've been harping on for the past probably 2 or 3 seasons doing this show. It's the same thing. Yes, Lamar Jackson is electric, but guess what? When you start running so much, and he's the reason they lost this game. He's 100% the reason they lost this game. Trying to run, trying to do too much, and 2 turnovers, and they capitalize every time. I'm sorry. You can't do it. I get it, but he lives in get down. You know, look, hey, and I'm going to tell you who gets the props today. Props today goes to Max Crosby, man. What a performance what a performance that dude had, man. And dude, if the I'm sorry, if this is something to be seen and he's doing this against a mobile quarterback, just imagine what he's going to do to a quarterback that's just sitting back there. Like, Max Crosby could be causing havoc. Like, this may be MVP we're talking about. Him and Chandler Jones blew up. But when this guy's getting that pressure, when this guy's getting that kind of pressure, and dude, against a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, like I said, somebody that's mobile, agile, he was reading him. He was reading the running back, boom, and then he like there was a couple times Lamar got by him by one step. So man, watch out for Max Crosby. That's all I can say.
Max Crosby played a hell of a game. I'll say this it doesn't all fall on Lamar. Because like I told you before, Lamar has to do it. What the fuck else does he have? Where's he looking downfield? Where's he looking downfield to? No, seriously. Where's he looking downfield to? Because there have been plenty of times where Lamar escapes the pocket, is looking downfield, and is like, well, hell, none of my receivers can get open even when the play breaks down. So he has to do that. So like, I agree with you. He has to understand, Lamar, at a certain point, you got to get down because that ball needs to be protected. You can't go airborne Superman and keep that ball hanging, like a loaf of bread. You can't do that in a game this tight. I know he's Mr. Everything for the Baltimore Ravens, and I think that's a little unfair. If you look at Lamar Jackson, I see I see similar. I see the Bears. The Bears march out Justin Fields. I see the same shit happening to Justin Fields that's happening to Lamar Jackson. He has no help other than himself and his arm and his legs. That's it. I mean, you had a good day in running the ball for Baltimore. That's a fact. Majority of that is Lamar Jackson.
Exactly.
12 carries, 86 yards. So your leading rusher, your leading passer is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson doesn't have a freaking break whatsoever in any game. I understand. I understand how great of a talent he is, but that could break any man, even the best of the best players. You don't have help. It's going to come. It's fatigue. You finally sets in, and I don't know if necessarily it was fatigue for Lamar Jackson, but maybe it's just you're trying to will your team into victory. Sometimes you just forget some little detail like getting down and protecting the football when you're running, and you end up turning it over. That last one, that last one was that was on the pass rush of the Raiders.
Yeah.
But, talking about that pass rush, it was there all night, Luke. You mentioned Max Crosby. Max Crosby was out. Hey, look at Villanueva.
Hold on. Get this.
Hold on. What's this? What are you getting?
You see it? He's bouncing.
No,
that's that Raider. Those Raiders fans.
Those
Raiders fans are out. Let's go. Bounce it. Let's go.
You got a Raider lowrider. Oh
yeah, we got the Raiders fans out here. We got the Raiders fans out here celebrating, baby. Get that shit.
They got a lowrider out there.
Get that shit.
All right, man. Yeah, that was
there you go.
And Villanueva, all the respect to the man, but he was getting his ass whooped. He was getting his ass whooped all night. The pass rush was there majority of the night. You saw Lamar, and your point was, it was a good point. Lamar needs to learn how to just dump it over, man.
Yeah.
Just dump it over at times.
Yeah, dude.
I get you're getting 20, 15, 20 yards. When are you going to get popped? Because there was a couple times where I'm like, damn, Lamar, are you getting up? Are you going to get up after that? Like he's taking shots.
especially that one where he landed like upside down on his neck. Like that could have been a season ender right there.
That could have been it. And I'm just like, that's not what I want my quarterback to do. Look, I want him to extend plays. I want him to be athletic. I want him to go ahead and take what the defense gives him. But if your plan, if your offensive play calling breaks down more often than not to where he has to go ahead and run, how many times do you think he's going to get laid out? When is it's just a matter of time until
exactly.
You make one cut, one move, and you boom. Now you're out of quarterback. He was trying
on top of everybody else that you're out of.
Right, he was trying to pass in the pocket. He did a couple times.
Yeah,
but when you have no blocking, from him.
Yeah,
it's going to happen. What happened at the end is going to happen. He's going to take a sack, and there's going to be some turnovers.
And I mean, let's just be honest. Like, look at the division you're in. Like, this is the Raiders you're talking about. They're not a stellar defense by any means. And you're in a division with two defenses in Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Like, if you think things are going to get any easier for you throughout the season, you're mad wrong. Like, you're just wrong, bro. It's not going to happen. Like, this is a Raiders defense that we've always been, they're a little suspect. They have showed up. They've shown flashes. And maybe Max Crosby is the thing that kind of maybe solidifies them, because let's just be honest. the Raiders probably aren't going to face another quarterback the rest of the season that's as agile and capable as Lamar Jackson. So,
I don't know if they face the Cardinals at all. Let me see the Raiders.
Well, okay, Kyler Murray. Okay, let's say, but we've talked about it as well as with Kyler Murray not being able to, always, or I'm sorry, not. I don't want to say not, but he's always, like you said, go through his legs first, and we want to see him more stand back and dissect the defense a little bit with his arm. I think the Raiders are showing. Okay, yes, did they give up? Yeah, they gave up yards to a quarterback that's electric. You know what I mean? There's Kyler Murray. I would still put Lamar a little bit in athleticism above Kyler Murray, and also Kyler Murray has better weapons.
They got quite a few mobile quarterbacks on their roster. On their schedule for the rest of the season for the Raiders. They have Dolphins and Tua. He can run a little bit. Herbert's a little bit mobile, although I'm not going to say he's like a lightning bolt. The Eagles and Jalen Hurts, he can move. You got the Kansas City Chiefs twice with Pat Mahomes, the Cowboys with Dak. You have Chiefs again. You got the Browns, the Colts. Like they have some mobile quarterback, and not to mention if the Bears go ahead and put Justin Fields in, they'll be facing another mobile quarterback in Justin Fields. But it was like it was good to see them get a pass rush in the second half that they didn't have in the first half, because I thought Lamar was just going to continue to have these big, giant, long run gains, and they weren't going to be able to stop him, and it was just going to be some type of a backyard, schoolyard shootout. That I'm kind of growing away from. I'm not going to say I hate it, but I want to see more of a struggle. Because I want to see strategy. I want to see a battle. I don't want to see, back like a tennis match. You're just going to air it out, and the guy's not going to cover because he's playing bad defense. Nobody's playing defense. I don't want to see that shit. This game was, honestly, it started out, I thought it was going to be a blowout by the Ravens. It ended up being a great game. It ended up being very close. There was a lot of defense, a lot of offense, some crazy shit at the end. Overall, I thought this, to start Monday Night Football, man, I thought this was a great one.
Well, when it first started, I was like, "Oh, what a shit way to fucking start Monday night!" It's like, God, this is terrible. But like you said, once guys got lathered up, they got a little used to playing in the game, being in the game.
They got popped in the mouth once.
I still feel like Gruden needs to let it go. He needs to let it go a little bit. There's just, you can't just go to Waller all the time, man. Like it's great of a talent as he is, but I mean, like, come on, bro. You can't just go to one guy the whole time. We saw Renfro started to break out. Then in the fourth quarter, they kind of got away from him again. But by them getting away from Renfro, it opened up lanes and routes by Edwards. And Edwards almost won the game for him. So, Gruden is not a dumb man by any means. Is his offense complicated? Yes. Is it probably hard to comprehend? Yes. But, I mean, like you said, or like I said earlier, without John Brown, I can't believe you couldn't find a way to use John Brown, and you let him go. You let him go.
Hey,
he demanded to be released, and you let him go. Like, imagine John Brown running drags underneath of everything they were doing tonight. Imagine that.
I need more of the running game, man. I'm sorry.
Dude, we've talked about it. We beat it like a dead horse.
You need more of it. Even with Josh Jacobs out, you need to go ahead and add Kenyon Drake. You only had 31 yards, man. You only had 34 yards off of 10 carries from your running back. Derek Carr did almost. Well, he didn't. No, I'm sorry, he didn't. He didn't pass for 58 times. He didn't pass 58 times. He passed 56 times.
God.
34 of those are completions for 435 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. A pick that shouldn't be.
Right.
Tip. Owes his ass.
Yeah.
But, Derek Carr, give him credit, man. The guy hung in there after a pretty good start and was slinging that rock left and right. He was the reason why the Raiders won the game.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree. Derek Carr hung in there. He hung in there, stayed true to the game, and like I said, I just feel like a lot of it was just John Gruden. Like it's just sometimes it's like because I saw a lot of times there in the third and the fourth quarter, Hunter Renfrow wasn't even in the lineup. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't out there. So it's just kind of like I feel like Hunter Renfrow is that guy that like kind of like that enigma kind of guy. Like hey, and I think he could be the dude that's like the questionable guy. Like, hey, okay, Renfro's out here. Like, oh shit, what do I do? Do I guard him? Oh, because you saw when they went to Edwards, there was 3 people dragging across. Renfro was dragging across the middle. It took 3 guys. They were all over Renfro, and that's what allowed Edwards to get up there. So it's. I think. I mean, like I said, first week, kind of like a practice for the starters, let's say. But I'll tell you what, the Raiders showed grit, and I'll tell you what, Max Crosby, man, if that's his first game of shaking off rust, I'd hate to see what his 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th game look like.
Well, he said it after, he's obviously a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah.
And he said that he's about over a year sober now. He said his sleep, his health, he's in the best mental, physical shape of his life, and that takes that you got to take that into account. That's damn sure you have to take that into account for his play on the football field.
But what about? But what?
He pointed to Darren Waller as the as
guiding light.
Guiding light, right? Thank you. For why he wanted to go ahead and start living his life that way, and I give them both credit. They're both living, walking the walk, not just talking the talk. And their play is showing. But we're going to go ahead and wrap things up because I'm tired as shit. You guys have been watching the Monday Night Football show, man. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for joining yesterday. We're going to be back with you guys on Thursday night for New York versus Washington. The New York Giants take on the Washington football team, which should be a good one because I feel like those two, and if the Cowboys stay healthy, they're going to be all 3 be scrapping for that division title. So it should be a good one.
Be interesting. It'll be interesting, man. I can't wait. I'm just so happy that in a weekend that can sometimes be a little dismal. We literally had some really good games this weekend and Monday night. So if this is the precursor to what's going on, man, I can't wait for the rest of the season.
Bro, you ain't lying. All right, guys, I'm going to bed. I'll holler at you later. I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles. We'll see you on Thursday for Giants and the Washington football team. Peace.
Captain Insano shows no mercy. No mercy. No mercy. No mercy. No mercy.
Straight cash, homie.